The tensions between President Donald Trump and Nicolas Maduro continue to rise. This time, we have President Trump announcing that the U.S. will invade Venezuela by land to go after drug cartels. Right after this post, it pretty much is everywhere in social media. President Trump making that statement that he will be invading Venezuela by land in order for them to go after drug cartels. As soon as they posted it on social media, or pretty much when they made it publicly, Maduro, on the other hand, has signed a decree granting him additional security powers in case the U.S. military enters the country. The nation's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, said. So pretty much President Donald Trump is saying that he will be invading Venezuela by land and he's going after the drug cartels. And then you got Nicolas Maduro right after him signing a decree granting him additional security powers in case U.S. military enters the country. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this? Are we set for another war? Are we going to be sending our troops to Venezuela to take over the regime? What's going to happen in South America? What's going on? Who's going to be our allies? Who wants Maduro out of Venezuela? Obviously, you have two separate issues in Venezuela, because you have a very large population that they're in favor of Nicolas Maduro, and then you have the other large population as well that have to leave the country because of the communist regime that Nicolas Maduro has on Venezuela. So let's take a look at the report that just came out today. Maduro declares a state of emergency in response to U.S. naval presence in the Caribbean. So pretty much President Trump has ordered the Arleigh Burke-class guided missile destroyer to the waters off the coast of Venezuela. Venezuelan strongman Nicolas Maduro has signed a decree declaring a state of external emergency in response to what his government calls growing threats from the United States. By President Delcy Rodriguez announced it Monday. So this is getting real, and this is getting closer and closer to an invasion to Venezuela. I don't know what the American government is going after. They're saying they're going after the terrorist organization within Venezuela, the one that's been chipping out fentanyl and drugs to the United States. And so far, according to the latest report, United States have destroyed at least 4 boats with drugs. The decree grants Maduro expanded powers in matters of defense and national security in the event of a U.S. military attack. Rodriguez said the measure is necessary due to the presence of U.S. military forces near Venezuela waters, a deployment Washington say is part of an effort to combat drug trafficking, but which Caracas views as a pretext to force regime change. So pretty much they're saying this is just a pretext for from the United States to change the regime. That's why the Nicolas Maduro signed that decree that pretty much gave him the excuse in order to deploy all his military against the American forces. Let's continue on. Maduro said last week he was considering issuing the decree amid what his government described as escalating aggression from the United States, and while citing the massive military force the U.S. has positioned in the Caribbean. Our goal is to ensure that the entire nation, every citizen, has the support and protection of all the forces of Venezuelan society to respond to any threat or attack against our country. And they are ready to go. He doesn't want to leave the government. He don't want to leave the regime. And he will stay in his post. He will wait for the Americans to invade, and he will return fire. This is a very complex situation, because you have other neighbor countries around Venezuela that might get involved as well, and we don't want to go there either. Under Article 338 of Venezuela Constitution, a declaration of external emergency, known as Declaración de Conmoción Externa, allows the government to temporarily suspend certain constitutional guarantees. though not fundamental rights such as the right to life or protections against torture. The emergency measure can last up to 90 days and may be extended once for an additional 90 days. It must be approved by the Council of Ministers, submitted to the National Assembly, and reviewed by the Constitutional Chamber of Supreme Court within 8 days. This is a very complex situation, guys, because we've been seeing Nicolas Maduro and Donald Trump issues since back in 2017 when Donald Trump took office for the first time, when he imposed a bunch of tariffs and a bunch of other, pretty much tariff and sanctions. That was the word I was looking, sanctions, to Venezuela. Because, I mean, as of right now, everybody knows what's going on in Venezuela with Nicolas Maduro, and everybody knows he did not win that election. So it's a very, very complex situation down there in South America. I don't know if we should get involved or not. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Let's start the debate. Let me know what you guys, your opinion, if you think we should invade Venezuela or not. But I don't know. The U.S. has maintained that its operations in the Caribbean are intended to disrupt drug trafficking networks. Earlier this month, the Trump administration launched what officials describe as the largest military deployment in the region in decades. The operation includes warships, F-35 fighters, jets, and thousands of personnel, with the stated goal of targeting transnational criminal organizations and drug smuggling cartels. The Venezuelan regime has condemned the deployment as an act of coercion and a potential prelude to intervention. Tensions spiked in early September when U.S. forces carried out strikes on speedboats allegedly transporting narcotics from Venezuela. At least 17 people were killed in the operations, according to a report provided by President Trump on his Truth Social account. So pretty much the American government are on, they have them against the wall, because they already have all the Navy pretty much off the coast of Venezuela, and now President Donald Trump is looking into invade Venezuela by land in order to destroy the drug cartels. Though this is very difficult and a complex situation and an operation, because this will involve troops on the ground, and hopefully we don't see this operation going south. Hopefully Maduro is smart enough to step down as the president of Venezuela and pay for his crimes if it's proven that he committed crimes. So we'll see. I mean, I'm not the one who will be enforcing the law against the President Maduro, but he will have to face consequences if it's true what everybody is saying on the news and people from Venezuela. He will have to face legal consequences. All right, this is all what we have for now, guys. Make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe. Make sure you share this content. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you on the next one. Stay safe.